Hi guys. Well, I have an addiction. So my name's Jen and I'm addicted to Clif bars. And they are processed and they have flaky ingredients in them. So now I'm probably still going to have them once in a while because, like I said, I'm addicted. And they are really handy for me when I go on a cleaning job or something, because I don't like to bring fruit with me because it'll have to sit in my car for 2, 3, 4 hours, however long my cleaning job is, and by the time I get to it, it's warm. And I'm cool with eating room temperature fruit. Actually, I prefer room temperature fruit, but when I try to bite into a piece of like hot fruit or like warm fruit from the car, I can't deal with it. So I kind of rely on a Clif bar after my cleaning jobs until I can get home and have fruit or whatever. But I'm totally addicted, so I started experimenting and came up with a recipe. So, this one's not going to be as high protein as you could make it. If you have like a vegan protein powder, you could totally add that in. You might need to like add some extra liquid or something. Okay, so let me show you the ingredients and we can get ready to put these bars together. Okay, so the main ingredients that I'm going to use is going to be oats. Okay. And then you guys have seen me buy my crunchy rice rollers before. Alright, these are just rice, starch syrup, sugar, and agar. That's all that's in these guys. Now, next time I make these, or if these end up being as big of a hit as I think they're going to, I might just like buy a box of like Rice Krispies and try that instead, because those are a little smaller, and these chunks of rice that are on these rollers are kind of big. And let me show you. I think that this is a little bit bigger than a Rice Krispie, so maybe the Rice Krispies would like hold that crispy together better. I don't know. But what I did is I took 3 of those and I pounded them with my rolling pin. This I really wanted kind of a finer texture, so I got my crispy rice, and then in here I have half a cup of peanut butter and a tablespoon of molasses, and here I've got cane sugar and a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. And the thing I'm going for with the sugar and the molasses is like a brown sugar taste, so that's what that's for. And then here I've got 12, these are really tiny dates. I don't know why they're so teeny, but I got 12 teeny dates and about 1/4 of a cup of raisins that I soaked. So those are all nice and juicy. And then I'm going to go ahead and start putting stuff into the food processor, starting with 2 cups of oats. And what I'm going to do with the oats is I'm just going to process them so that they'll be really fine, and then I'll take those out so I can process the other ingredients and then add the fine oats back in. I'll put the Rice Krispie bits in last so that they'll maintain their shape. I don't want them to break up any more than they are. So so starting with 2 cups of oats into the food processor. There they are. Okay, and that's the texture that it came out there. Okay, so I'm going to put the oats into a bowl so I can blend up the wet ingredients. Okay, so the peanut butter and molasses is going to go into a saucepan like this, just a little saucepan, and I'm going to heat that up so it gets nice and soft. So that's going. And now I'm going to put the dates into the food processor. And then after those blend for a minute, I will add the sugar, which was 1/4 cup, and the teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. I will put the amounts and everything in the description just in case I haven't mentioned something. And there's about what you're looking like for those dates and raisins. Then the sugar and cinnamon's gonna go right in there. Okay, and here's what it looks like after the sugar and cinnamon has blended in. So it's like a nice thick paste. I also scraped down the edges once. So it's like a nice thick paste. And then this is what the peanut butter and molasses will look like once it's heated up. So we're going to add that. Oh, we're starting to caramelize a little, so I'm going to take that off. So I'm going to go ahead and put the oats back in. Okay. And the peanut butter mixture. Now I'm going to add the peanut butter mixture on top. And again, this warmed peanut butter and molasses. But yeah, this would be good if you had like a vegan protein powder you wanted to use or something. I don't do protein powders, but if you did, you know, it would be something to add into here. You could probably even get away with like PB2 if you really wanted to keep them lower fat. So anyway, that's everything all together now, except for the Rice Krispie treats, which I'm going to put in very, very last. So let's get this all blended. And you will have to scrape down the sides probably pretty often. And this is kind of the consistency you want, because you want it to be able to hold together when you squish it down. You want it to be able to kind of hold together. I'm going to go ahead and add the Rice Krispie bits. So that's what it looks like. And now I'm about to put it into a pan and cool it for a bit. So I'm going to get a 13 by 9 and I'm going to put some parchment down. 13 by 9 parchment. So we're going to go ahead and put it into the 13 by 9 lined with the parchment paper. So I've got it all in the pan now. So I'm going to let you take a look. So that's what it looks like. And we're just going to press this down into the pan. Okay, so halfway through shaping these guys, I realized that 13 by 9 was just going to make them way too thin. When I did my trial run, I literally made like a tiny bit just to see the taste and texture. So that didn't work. So halfway through, I took it out, folded it on top of each other, half longwise and half. So it ended up looking like that. So I guess if you have like a 8 by 10 or something smaller pan, it might be better, but this is going to produce a thicker, more substantial bar. So I'm going to stick these in the fridge for anywhere, I mean, as long as you want, but minimum probably 30 minutes to an hour, and then I will take them out and cut them up and I will taste them for you. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so I took my bars out of the fridge and I did some math while they were cooling. This is what my sheet looks like. That's my madness of trying to figure out the nutritional value of these bars. So I was able to cut them into 12 pieces. Let me show you how I did it. Okay, so I took that half of a 13 by 9 and I cut it into thirds this way and then 3 times this way. So I got 12 bars. Okay, and so you know, they're kind of thick. That. Some of them, I mean, it's not perfect. Next time I might try to be a little more perfect with the thickness and getting it just right. But anyway, so that's what they look like. They smell amazing. Again, there's the math and there's all the ingredients I used, and then I broke down all the nutrients there. One note that I'll make is I did put another 1/4 of a cup of peanut butter. Other than that, everything else wasn't too bad. So I put 12 bars, so I took my totals here and I divided it by 12, and this is what they come out to be. So 145 calories, 4.7 grams of fat, 23 grams of carbs, 29 milligrams of sodium, and 3.75 grams of protein. So not bad for the homemade bars, and I know everything that's in them. No weird ingredients. So I'm gonna turn this around and taste them for you now. Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, again, that's what they look like. There's like when I feel them, the hand feel, just like a Clif bar. And then like, okay. That is really good. It's not exactly like a Clif bar. I was going for the peanut butter crunch one. It's not exactly like it, obviously. But this is the bomb. That is amazing. And it tastes so good. And like I said, I know everything that's in here. Made it myself. It's got better nutritional stats than a Clif bar. Here, I have a Clif bar. Let me look. This isn't the peanut butter crunch. This is peanut toffee buzz. But this guy, okay, 250 calories, 6 grams of fat, 200 milligrams of sodium. So even though my peanut butter was kind of high in the sodium, higher than I liked, when I divided it by 12, it wasn't so bad. It was only 29 milligrams. The Clif bars got 210 milligrams. So I guess that was a major improvement. Carbs, 42 grams. Mine only has 23. But, you know. And then the Clif bar has 10 grams of protein, whereas mine only has 3.75. So a little bit, tiny bit higher in the fat, way higher in the sodium, higher in the protein. But if you're trying to do a high carb, low fat, low protein, then, you know, the homemade version's probably gonna work for you. But anyway, so I did make some improvements on the Clif bar, and like I said, it tastes really good. Definitely gonna stick with this recipe from here on out. You can see where my baby was coloring on the other side there. There we go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.